Hi, my name is Callie Sung, and our study is about harnessing the information latent in human gaze to aid learning and teaching. Shared gaze visualization is a paradigm where people working on the same task can see where the other person is looking at with some sort of visualization like a red dot over here. And it's been known to help attention coordination. It streamlines speech, help increase sense of co-presence even when you're not physically together, and lead to things we want like higher collaboration quality or higher learning gains. However, it's only been tested in non or informal education contexts like driving or gaming. And when it is done in educational domains, it's almost exclusively only been tested in peer collaboration scenarios. So our team is interested in whether real-time shared gaze visualizations can help instructor-learner dyads learn and teach better. So our task is programming Google board, type of microcontroller, and our results show that yes, learners and instructors both prefer the gaze condition based on our surveys. The instructors also seem to be making better accuracy predictions about how learners are doing in the final outcome, in the final learning assessment. Learners seem to be learning more in the gaze condition compared to both of our baseline conditions. And this tendency is stronger for transfer questions compared to retrieval questions, transfer questions being questions where you're asked to apply the knowledge you have learned to new contexts. We also learned that this effect is strongest for most salient for low achieving learners compared to high and average achieving learners. In our other outcome variables, we see that the learners in low achieving groups report being more engaged in the gaze condition, report having better understanding in the gaze condition, when instructors make higher accuracy prediction of outcomes in the gaze condition only for low achievers, and they rate learners as being more engaged in the gaze condition compared to our baseline only for low achievers. And they also use the tool more, i.e. look at the learner more in the gaze condition compared to other conditions, again, only for low achievers. Our general observations is one, students are less offline when instructors are looking over their shoulders in the gaze condition, and the instructors themselves are engaged more as well. And low achieving students are probably benefiting most from this monitoring function of gaze visualizations. It can, however, be a cause of stress in some cases. Instructors also seem to use new techniques in the gaze condition for teaching. For example, we were most interested in how they seem to be making more demonstrations in the gaze condition and explicitly guiding student attention in their demonstrations. So they would go like, oh, look at this button, I'm pressing this, I'm putting this in, I'm running this, there's a bug, how do we debug this? So they are able to guide learners' attention explicitly through a sequence of actions, which we feel might be the cause of how learning gains were larger, especially for transfer questions. Instructors seem to be tracking learner states and how they're learning better, making better predictions about that. And it also seemed to help them decide when to jump in while the learner was doing the task. However, we do notice that the webcam condition, one of our baseline conditions, is better for forming rapport, and that not much efficiency is lost in the webcam condition for high functioning pairs. In the words of one instructor, with people who really got it, it really didn't matter as much. But with people who were struggling, looking at what they were doing and looking at helped. Our future ideas for this project is making our shared gaze visualizations less disorienting and more helpful in different ways by tweaking the design. And we also want to test out a function to turn gaze sharing on and off so that instructors especially have more flexibility and they're able to decide when this is helpful and when this is not. We also want to test out the impact of gaze sharing in asynchronous courses. So when instructors record their lectures online for online courses, is it better to include their information about where their gaze is? So this was a very brief overview of our study. If you have any questions, any comments, if you're interested, please visit our sessions. It would be lovely to talk more about our study. And thank you for listening.